Thanks to the efforts of these intoners, the chaos of war became a distant memory. And as a result, mankind enjoyed an age of sweet reverie, basking in the newfound light in... You murderous savage.
Savage. I think you mean intoner.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first WTF Rushdown Rant that we're gonna be doing. This one is gonna be about Drakengard 3. So I bought this game. I was really hyped for this game. As you can see right now, this is the opening trailer for the game, the opening cinematic, I guess you can call it. We have our hero Zero, the crazy psycho bitch. Like, yeah, she's a crazy psycho bitch. Like, don't let the pretty face fool you. This opening actually is pretty cool, like, to say the least. I mean, to expect nothing less from Square Enix when it comes to visuals and at least cutscenes. This game has this cutscene in particular is really beautiful looking. Even if it's like a lot of splattering of blood everywhere, but that's not the end part. This part of the game is actually one of the highlights, to be honest. Gets pretty downhill from here when it comes to this game. There are just so many issues with this game. I did feel like doing a review would be I don't think that would be do this game justice at all because of the fact that there's just so much wrong with the game. I mean, there's so many technical errors. I thought I saw glitches and just so many things about this game that's just bad. Like, this cutscene is probably the highlight of this game's experience for me. Like, after this, and maybe a little bit further after this, is probably the highlights. And after that, this game just really goes to hell really, really fast. So let's jump into my little rant about this game.
It's been a long time, Zero.
Has it? I didn't notice.
You haven't changed a bit. You're still insane.
Stop it. You're embarrassing me.
That wasn't a compliment.
Hey, it's Zero! Hey, Zero! Zero, this fighting is pointless! You have to stop! We're sisters!
Oh, don't be such a prude, Four. A good cat fight really gets my juices flowing. Wow, I sure am popular around here.
Enough talk, Zero. This is the end.
Oh, it's the end, all right.
Alright guys, so I'm going to try to talk about this game as nicely as possible without seeming like a complete jerk off. So I know sometimes people do these type of rants about games and, you know, go just clean in on the game. I'm going to try my best not to, even though I really did try to love this game so much. Like, my hype level for this game was so high, like, for months. I'm just, like, so ready for this game. And it was a huge letdown the more and more I played it. Like, I found myself trying to, like, in the beginning when I first bought it, everything was good. You know, as you're saying right now, this is one of the first fights you actually get into. Well, actually one of the first boss fights, I guess you could say. And it was really fun. It was pretty fast paced and it looked kind of pretty. But after this, and maybe the second boss fight after this, there's such a degrade in quality of this game. Like, I can tell this game should have been in development for a little bit longer because there's just so much wrong with it. But what you're seeing now is probably the highlight of this game, actually. I can say one thing that I don't even know if the voice acting is good. The voice acting is okay in certain points, but it then gets kind of cheesy. That's the one thing about the game I didn't like. It was really, really cheesy. Like, it's not even cheese to where it can be appreciated. It's the kind of cheese that's molded in the, you know, refrigerator for like too long, and you left it there, and you forgot, and it's starting to stink, and, you know, mold, and has like hairs growing out of it. That's the type of cheese this game is. Like, it's bad toilet humor, just bad dialogue, just so much bad with the way this game was written. The script for this game is so just I don't know if it's bad translation from the Japanese to the English or if it's just overall this game just has bad dialogue and bad writing and scripting altogether. Um, Storyline seemed pretty good, but the problem is that a lot of the characters, I can't take them seriously because of stuff that they say that come out their mouth. Like, you can't on one end do a a pee joke with the dragon, and then next instance want me to believe this game is supposed to be, really, really like serious and have strong tones and stuff like that. Like, I just can't believe that. I don't care how you try to hype up the drama. This game is it's a joke a lot of the time. I think I'm supposed to be in on it, but I don't think I think it tries to take itself seriously and joke at the exact same time, which you can't do. You can't joke about a game and then try to be serious at the same time when you're doing. It's not the type of joking where it's like hee hee ha. It's the type of jokes where it's like this is like really bad like jackass humor like from MTV or something. Like this type of stuff you can see on Ridiculous. The type of humor this game is put into the table, and that's a problem for me because the story is pretty at least from what I know of the Drakengard series, I played the first two games, and I have a pretty good understanding of the storyline, and it seemed pretty serious most of the time. But playing this is a complete departure from that serious tone that the first two games had. Like this game is really, really just goofy and really bad humor. So a lot of stuff is in bad taste. I think that's the problem I have. It's like it's just the jokes just aren't that funny, and the way they present it is just it kind of makes me scratch my head. Like, what were they thinking? Like, were they trying to make this game funny? They thought this was gonna. I mean, this is like dude bro humor, like stuff you would see on like. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain some of the humor in this game. It's just so bad, and I wanted to love this game so much. Like, I had high expectations for everything about this game. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be the greatest story ever told. I thought it was going to be the greatest anything, but at least I wanted to be a competent action adventure RPG, and it's not that. It's just cheesy, like wannabe Quentin Tarantino type of dialogue and stuff, and it's just really bad overall. And I can't take this game seriously at all. Like I just can't. I tried to take it seriously, and it doesn't allow me to take it seriously because it wants me to believe this game can be funny at the same time with this lewd humor and the sexual jokes this game has. Like, there's so much sex, and it's like it's not even done in great taste. It's really like vulgar and like lewd, and it's just wrong. That's the word. It's wrong. A lot of things about this game is wrong, but the story is meh. The character interactions are kind of just retarded and not even well done, and then it's just so much zany. It's just too zany and campy for me. Like I thought I was playing one of those like I don't even know sometimes when I played this. Like I was really befuddled playing this. I didn't understand what was going on as far as how they were trying to approach this type of game.
Now,
Hey guys, so I'm coming to you with the second part of this Rushdown rant. So yes, this part of the game is probably right in the smack dab of the second chapter of the game. And this is where you start to see, the chips start to fall with this game as far as how things in the development side started to like wane. Like the locations look really bland and dry and just these look so uninspired and it's unfortunate they used the Unreal Engine to make this game, but you can see this game looks really mediocre. Like in the very first open cinematic and that one little cutscene and that little section of action when I was fighting all those women, that looks pretty nice. This looks like trash. I don't know what happened between that portion of the game and this part, but everything starts to fall apart. Even the dragon looks like garbage. And then another thing I didn't like was your companions that you get, which I use that term really loosely. They do not aid you in battle. The AI for them is terrible. Like I'm fighting and there's a horde of enemies around me, and all he does is stand there and watch me get slaughtered almost. Good thing I'm pretty decent at playing this game, because if not, I would have died every single time. I couldn't imagine playing something on hard mode because having extra companions with you that's AI controlled and they're just standing there watching you get hacked away, it's demoralizing to say the least because you expect, hey, I have a party member. He can help me fight. No, these guys don't help fight. Don't help fight. Don't help fight. That's what they probably was decoded as. Don't help fight. Just stand there. That's all he did was just stand there and watch me get slaughtered unless I cut them down myself. And this game just looks, it doesn't even play well. It plays like it plays like a really washed out, cheesy version of Dynasty Warriors. And Dynasty Warriors isn't the greatest game of all time, but at least I can give them credit for the fact that their action sequences and gameplay is pretty solid. I mean, for hack and slash titles are concerned, so I give them kudos for that. This is nowhere near in same comparison to Dynasty Warriors at all, or any hack and slash game for that matter. This game is on a very, very low echelon of action RPGs for me. Like, it just looks really bad. It looks dry. It looks like a PS2 game. And you're spending $50 on a PS2 game is not good. And the wait for this game was so long. I expect this game to be like gloriously gorgeous looking. And whatever team was involved with this game dropped the ball completely. I mean, look at that building. That building looks terrible. That looks like a PS2 game. Come on, like I wanted to really love this game, and it just made it so hard. Like, it was such a lethargic adventure. And then one of the things I didn't like was the fact that this game has a really big install, but it has loading times. Like, are you kidding me? Loading times? You have a big install, like 5 gigs, yet you're still loading these crappy graphics? Come on, I can't. I can't with this game. I tried. I gave it a good shot. I spent 17 hours with this game. So I gave it a good show. I gave it a good go. Tried to give it a good benefit of the doubt. I was going to get better, and it just didn't. So, yeah, loading times bad, graphics bad, gameplay generic. Like, everything about this game was generic after a while, and I don't understand why this game had to be this way. I just wanted it to be great. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have a cool, badass chick to fight with, and I got some crazy psychopath chick who's just hell bent on killing her sister just to gain power. Like, the other games had more of an intriguing storyline than this did, to be honest. Alright, guys, so another part of the game I didn't really care for was the dragon battles. These dragon battles were really awful, to be honest. God, just look at this game. It makes my eyes hurt a lot. Look at that water effect. That looks really bad. Like, this game is an atrocity against Square Enix and all they stand for, at least graphically speaking. You can say what you want about all the other games, but at least all the other games looked really good, at least. I mean, this looks like PS2 graphics, and I can't stand it. Now, the Dragon Battles remind me of Lair, but not as good. Remember Lair, that game for the PS3, the launch title? Yeah, this game is a step down from that. Like, the controls are bad. It's not really good. I mean, it's just so bad on so many levels. And another part of this game I didn't like. You have to beat this game like 4 or 5 times to get the entire storyline. Like, there's like multiple endings and stuff. So you gotta spend at least maybe 80 to 120 hours this game. Or maybe less, maybe like 8. I would say 80 to get the entire story. Who wants to play this game that many times? This game is not that fun to where you're gonna want to play this game that much to get all the endings. Like, it's just not that fun of a game. It's not. Like, there's so much wrong with this game. There's not much good about this game, actually. The beginning of this game was greatness. After that, it went downhill, and you're left with a very mediocre, cheesy gaming experience. And it didn't have to be this way. This game should have been in development a little bit longer, or just never came out. This would have been better for this game not to come out, because it feels like this is tarnishing what little legacy the Drakengard series actually had. It's making me wonder, do they need to come out with any other old IPs and bring them back? Because if they're going to do it like Drakengard 3, I just don't want it. I don't. Now I'm going to leave you with this last cutscene of the game, which was this is pretty much the scope of this game. This sums up the entire game in one sequence.
You're no intoner now. You're nothing. You're just a big sack of meat. I love you, I love you. What'd you love? You make me sick. You goddamn stupid, selfish, sex crazed son of a... What was her name again? I forget.